like to request Hari Kiran Vadlamani ji, who is the founder of Indic Academy. Indic Academy is the mother body under which there are several verticals like Indica Yoga, Indica Pictures, Indica Yatra, Indic Today. So there are multiple platforms, multiple centers, which all are working towards bringing about a global renaissance based on Indic civilizational thought. The thought which is at once universal in nature and which can touch and transform lives of people. So that is what he's completely focused on. Everything that you can see happening under Indica banner, you can always immediately get to know that is the Hariji is there behind with his head, heart, my pocket, everything is what Hariji is putting in. So with this brief introduction to Hariji, one can never say enough about him. He's also, he's an investor, a budding, an aspiring artist, a columnist, and someone who is very creative in everything that he does. So that is Hari Kiran ji. I now request Hari Kiran ji to kindly give us an overview of Indic Academy, and the various aspirations it holds for our times now.
Thank you. Thank you, Vinay. That was a very generous introduction. Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you.
Okay. Yes. So thank you very much for that. It is indeed an overwhelming feeling when you reeled out so many statistics in that presentation. Just want to share how this festival started, the idea of this festival, specifically the yoga festival. I live in Singapore, and there is this festival in Bali called the Bali Spirit Festival. It happens in Ubud every year in the month of April. And, been planning to visit that festival to see how it's happening and, can we replicate something there? One idea that struck me was that perhaps we can do a festival in Singapore, because this is a global festival. Bali Festival is a global festival, and everybody flies to Bali through Singapore. So you can just 2 days before or 2 days after, if you plan for a festival in Singapore, then one can do a festival in Singapore. And this was one idea that we were discussing, Vinay and I, that perhaps we should do this. And then, but again, the longing to do it in India, do a festival, yoga festival in India. And we know that there is a big, very, very big festival that happens in Rishikesh. And Raghu, my friend, and Vinay also went last year to just observe the festival and see what are the issues there, how it's happening. And then we looked at having this festival in Bangalore, have a festival in the south. So we were working on it, and we were talking to a few people and said, okay, let's try and do this in Bangalore. And then COVID happened. So we didn't know what to do. And then we thought probably we should drop this idea. And after doing the Oneness Festival, then Vinay called me and said, look, why don't we do a yoga festival also? Like I was so excited and joyful about this whole idea. And then I was keeping on calling him and just, it was a very exciting idea that we should do the yoga festival. And this happened sometime in April. And then today we have this festival with such a hugely successful festival. So I must first and foremost thank you, Vinay, and thank you, Anu, for curating this fantastic lineup. I mean, this is a dream for any enabler like me, that somebody has taken it up and delivered something so immensely satisfying. Before I talk a little bit of Indica Yoga, I want to share the concept of how Indica Yoga fits into the overall activities of Indic Academy. we started Indic Academy 5 years ago in 2015. And I consider it as a non-traditional university for traditional knowledge. So it's an educational institution, but it's non-traditional, but for traditional knowledge. And the reason why I call it non-traditional university is because we're flexible. We are not regulated. We don't have any, any guidelines that we need to follow. We are just nimble, like a cowboy, immediately able to execute any idea. From an idea that comes to implementation, it's very, very short. So we don't have any bureaucracy. So it's an idea comes and implementation. That's the thing. And that's why we call it. And broadly speaking, I keep telling my colleagues that I live in a cube. My head is in a cube. And the cube has 3 dimensions. One is that we are looking at preserving, protecting, and promoting our Indic cultural thought. So that's one aspect of it, preserving, protecting, and promoting. And this is across dimensions. We are doing it across intellectual, cultural, and spiritual. So it is not just one aspect of our Indic civilizational thought that we are looking at, but it is across. So that's why, for example, we produce that video, which is a cultural expression, which is a dance expression. We support a lot of culture. And then on the spiritual side, we have Advaita Academy and Indica Yoga. And then on the Indology side, we have Inter Gurukula and University Center. So we look at everything from a complete perspective. And the reason we do that is because the civilizational thought itself manifests itself across the dimensions. It's not just one aspect of it. So you see, if I say a mudra, for example, a mudra is there in Bharatanatyam, it's there in Dakshinamurti's stotram, and with the mudra he teaches Vedanta. So our mudra is useful in healing. So if you see every thought, our civilizational thought, just goes through all the dimensions. So if you want to preserve, protect, and promote, then you have to have intellectual, cultural, and spiritual. So all these dimensions. And the third perspective is that we look at it from a near-term, medium-term, and long-term perspective. So we look at all the 3 things. So immediate, medium, and long-term. And that's what I mean when I say that I live in a cube. Now, we have 3 centers for excellence. One is an Inter Gurukula and University Center, which is led by Dr. Nagaraj Paturi. And basically, the idea is that we want to build a bridge between Gurukula system and the university system, because they both don't talk to each other. And then you have the Westerners who are looking at our culture and saying that, okay, this is Indology, and then they're looking at all this culture, and they have their own biases and they have their own perspective, their own distortions. So we have a problem. So what we are trying to do in this Inter Gurukula University Center is we are trying to build a bridge between the Gurukulas and the universities on one hand, and build a bridge between the Shastras, Indic knowledge systems, and Indology, so that when they all talk to each other, hopefully there won't be distortions and they understand each other. And this initiative, we have research programs. We have announced more than 100 research programs, so we are constantly doing research. We are doing teacher training programs. We conduct courses, online courses. And now we were thinking of expanding it through establishing campus centers. So basically we want to achieve scale. So we want to establish campus centers and deliver directly to the students. Now we also have a center for indigenous sustainability. Last night we were having a chat with Dina Miriamji, who's going to talk about it. As you know, globally, we have to look at environment and sustainability, and our culture has the best perspective, best knowledge systems for sustainability, be it Ayurveda, be it craft, be it agriculture. Our Indic knowledge systems, indigenous knowledge systems, are one of the finest, and we have a pedagogical structure. So this Center for Indigenous Sustainability is headed by 2 very eminent people, Viva Kermani and Rahul Goswami. We just launched it. We did a conference on indigenous sustainability, and it was a fantastic success. We had 27 speakers, and essentially at the core, the purpose of Center for Indigenous Sustainability is to make people worship nature, treat nature with spiritual reverence. The attitude shift, if we bring that, we feel that everything else will sort it out automatically. Just that dimension. And that is what our culture has. That is exactly what our culture has in terms of our reverence to nature. The third center we have is Center for Soft Power. And this is headed by my Akka Vijayalakshmi Vijayakumar and Aparna Sridhar. She's the editor for the magazine and the director and who heads the operations is Vijayalakshmi. And our basic idea is to preserve, research, and document our entire. So when we look at soft power, we look at soft power across verticals. So yoga is obviously one. We have Ayurveda, we have cuisine, we have Vedanta, we have films, we have literature, we have language, visual arts, performing arts, music, education, experiential tourism. So we have a wide spectrum of our culture. And the idea of this Center for Soft Power is to look at preserving whatever needs to be preserved, but to look at global promotion. And that's a very important thing, because globally, our culture is consumed. We are not doing anything to promote it in a systematic way, in an authentic way, in an immersive way, in a transformative way. For the first time in 2014, we had this International Yoga Day, and that's the first initiative we actually took. But globally, all our culture is consumed in several ways. I talk about this 5C framework. Basically, if you look at it from a perspective of care, for example, care is Ayurveda. So globally, Ayurveda is now very much accepted. Or you look at cuisine, or 1 in 7 millennial is turning vegan, and vegetarian food and vegan food is the biggest growth worldwide. And India, with 29 states, has the immense offering on cuisine. And then we have cultural experiences. Experiential tourism is one of the fastest growing tourisms across the world. People come not to see a monument, but they want an intellectual experience, they want an emotional experience, they want a cultural experience. And that's the fastest growing sector within the overall tourism sector. And India has the maximum thing to offer. And then consciousness. Consciousness is what I mean when we talk about spirituality. And lastly, we have craft. Everything in the world today, what you wear on your body, what you wear, what you put on your body, what you put in your house, everything has to be craft. And this is India is a mother for craft. So if you look at it from a 5C framework, soft power and our culture is consumed globally, and if we promote it in a way, we can become an economic superpower through our culture. And that's what the Center for Soft Power is trying to do. Apart from these 3 centers, we have several platforms. We have Indic Book Club, which is led by my friend Abhinav Agrawal. So we distribute books. We have distributed more than 10,000 books over the last few years. Then we have a commentary platform run by Yogini Deshpande. It's a commentary platform for civilizational matters. Then we have IGN Plus, led by Soumya Agrawal. It's focused on the same thing, but for children, to make children more rooted and then free, culturally sensitive, but at the same time creative. And then we have Indica Yoga, led by Vinay Chandra and Anu. And then we have Indica Pictures, led by Danji Totipalli, and we are just launching it. We are going to do a yoga festival. Then we have Advaita Academy, which is led by Nitin Sridhar. So we have all these verticals across different disciplines. So you have the centers and you have the platforms. And we have chapters across the country. See, one of the things that has happened in the last 5 years is that in more than 30 places around the world, we have been able to do events. We have done more than 496 events across the world. And we have more than 40 volunteers, conveners, and associates, are all as a family across India and across the world. And you can check Indic Academy and the footer of the team, and you will see amazed at the kind of support we have for all our programs. So this is the broader activities of Indic Academy, and how we are trying to look at ourselves as an educational institution for traditional knowledge systems, and that's the kind of a growth that we are having. Now coming to yoga and what our desire and plans for yoga are, is that we want to announce, take this opportunity on this auspicious day to announce the formation of Asana Plus Alliance. And this alliance is distinct from the Yoga Alliance. Is distinct because the entry is, if you qualified in 200 hours, then you are eligible to join the Asana Plus. And we're not looking at numbers. Our basic idea is, if you finished your Yoga Alliance 100-hour program, 200-hour program, 500-hour program, then come to us. If you are interested in enhancing your practice and learning new things from an authentic perspective, from an immersive perspective, from a transformative perspective, any new thing that you want to do, right? That's your journey will start then. Now, the idea of, we are talking about entrepreneurs. We want to create and convert them into yogapreneurs. Every person who is doing yoga, who has finished this and who becomes a member of our Asana Plus Alliance, we want to make him or her into a yogapreneur. Yogapreneur who is thinking about authentic, immersive, and transformative products, services, or experiences. You see, unless you think of it from that perspective, even products, for example, you go to the Bay Area, there'll be a lot of meditation apps, meditation pods, mats, Lululemon, all these are all products relating to our craft and our yoga. So we need entrepreneurs who think of it like that. They're not Indian entrepreneurs. So we need yoga entrepreneurs who are thinking about craft products. So if you set up a yoga studio, for example, you can think about a corner for selling Ayurveda products, craft producs, make it like a Starbucks kind of a thing, and then you have your studio. So if you start thinking about this from a perspective of these 5 C's that I was talking about, then if you want to take, for example, you want to do a yoga retreat, for it, right? Take a group to Rishikesh. But that's just one aspect of it. There's a cultural immersion that's there. So if you think of it as from a cultural experience, experiential tourism, then you can plan your yoga retreats anywhere. For example, if you want to take Ramana Maharshi's journey when at 16 years, the age of 16, when he started his journey, you give that experience and then go to Tiruvannamalai and then do a retreat there. Like that, India is full of yatras, sthala puranas. So all these you can do a yoga retreat by curating it around an immersive visit to a sthala purana. And that's what I mean when I say yogapreneur. So we want to encourage yoga practitioners who have finished asanas and finished the Yoga Alliance, and then want to offer authentic experiences, immersive experiences, transformative experiences, and look at enhancing their practice. We want to support, we want to encourage. And this is what we mean when we say it's a diverse and an inclusive platform. And so we don't have an exclusive saying that this is the technique. We want to embrace all techniques, all styles, and then encourage and make yogapreneurs. Because today the world needs this. This is the need. So we need to step up. We need to rise to the occasion and offer these things. And we need to move beyond asana. And that's why when we say Asana Plus is not just in terms of learning a specific chanting or Ayurveda, but Asana Plus is also in terms of expanding your offerings, looking at vegetarian Ayurveda based restaurant, for example. She was supposed to, Divya altered, she was supposed to speak, she couldn't, but she runs a yoga studio and Ayurveda restaurant in New York. I went to visit her, and it's just a fantastic experience. So we need to expand and think about these things. So broadly speaking, this is what our plans are. And morning we discussed the Yogacharya plan, and we want to launch this post-COVID. The moment we are able to do so, we have all the facilities ready. We want to launch an immersive, transformative experience for people to become Yogacharyas. And that's a very, very strong desire, sankalpam that we have taken. So that is the second thing. So these are our plans, immediate plans. Do reach out. A lot of people have written saying that they want to contribute. Please write to us. And the way we want to operate is that we want to treat our people who want to contribute, also engage with them, know them more, and then partner with them. We want to treat our donors as partners. So we will do write to us, and then we'll reach out to you. And we want to continue this momentum. This is a fantastic momentum. We want to continue this momentum. We will give Vinay and Subbu and Anu a break for 10 days or so, or 15 days. And then we'll start with weekend festivals. We'll curate weekend kind of programs. So with that, I thank you once again. It was just an amazing experience, an amazing, one of those most satisfying things that we can think of doing, and actually doing it. So I thank all the partners, all the audience, all the people, all the speakers, and it's just been a fantastic. So thank you very much. Thank you.